2023. And then, yeah, I got it.
Okay, now I got the notification for your thing. Okay, now I got it. Okay, now you're streaming.
Alright. Oh, okay, so you're what's it called? Okay.
Now you're streaming, bro.
Alright. Well, you gotta stream your your video or you're gonna do it on Discord.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Alright, and then I don't know real quick. So don't click on Discord, you'll see it down here.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it'll just stay over here, so just
Right.
And that way you can control it. And you can see the screen and everything, right?
Yeah.
Can you use your keyboard too?
No, I can't use my keyboard.
Here, I can give you access to the keyboard too, I think. So if I go to Frilly keyboard control. Alright. Try it.
No. No, I can't use the keyboard.
Hit backspace. Alright, let me see. If I disconnected you and kick you back, let me see.
Okay, so then connect.
Yeah, try to connect now.
Okay.
Minimize it. I'll try typing.
Okay, cool. Alright. So, back to it. Now that we are back, brothers and sisters of the world.
So that way, if you have your laptop, you should be able to utilize it.
Yeah. So, as we come back to this biblical study, we are reminded that John is being taken up into the throne of heaven. John has been witnessing 24 elders surrounding the throne of God. There are 4 living creatures. There are 7 angels in front of him, in front of God. And then there are the 144,000 people that are called upon from the 12 tribes of Israel. As metaphoric as that is. Then, John tells us that after 6 seals have been opened, and they're waiting for the 7th seal of this scroll that the Lamb is now opening, at chapter 8, verse 1. When he opened the 7th seal, there was a silence in heaven for about half an hour. And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. Another angel, who had a golden censer, came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense to offer, with all the prayers of all God's people, on the golden altar in front of the throne. The smoke of the incense, together with the prayers of God's people, went up before God from the angel's hand. Then the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and hurled it on the earth. And there came peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. Alright, bro. What kind of picture does that paint for you?
I don't know. Stuff I can't imagine, bro. To be honest, because it's kind of like how John's perspective is coming from. It's just hard to really visualize all that. And really, I mean, yeah, I can definitely see it. It's on that level. It's so surreal that it's actually just like what we see it right here. It is. That's just how I see it.
He saw an angel grab, and he balled up the incense and the offerings for God's people. He balled it up into almost like a snowball, and then looked over at the earth, still without anything being said, because remember, there was a silence in heaven for about half an hour, but still, no one is speaking here. No words are being spoken. Everyone just knows their assignment, and everyone understands their job. Oh, shit.
Oh, my bad, bro.
No, you're chilling, and everyone understands the assignment, dude.
I need to change back my, real quick.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, cool, my bad. still? Alright, cool.
Yeah. So, no one's talking right here. In fact, no one is talking for the entire for the entire chapter. Alright, hold on. No one is talking until right here. Okay? So right here, no one's talking still. So for the last couple of chapters, everyone's been talking, there's been creatures talking, everyone's been doing their thing. This is the last thing that is happening throughout the Revelation. And remember, this is all just a metaphor. Don't take this literal, don't take this like, because then you'll go crazy. You'll go crazy trying to imagine all this, and it'll make less sense the more it makes sense, and just understand that it's all a metaphor of going inside and conquering the beast from the abyss that is within you. Because if you cannot do that, if you can't control and tame the beast that is within you, how can you go and tell other people to tame their own beast? You first have to clean up your own house before you tell people to clean up their house.
Yeah.
As I look up the other verse, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, man. Some real stuff.
Okay. The first time that our Lord has repented for making us was the time that he made the flood, or that he made the flood happen. And the second time that it's going to happen, he's going to send down fire. So again, this angel is offering up these incense and then throwing a ball of fire to the earth, comets or whatever's going to happen. This is where a lot of preachers fuck up, and they don't like to talk about this. Hey, bro, you ever heard of the bell curve? In your history class or whatever it is, like whatever school class that it is. Let's say that everyone fails the test, but the highest grade is like a 72%. The bell curve is that suddenly now the 72% is the A+. So it's technically we're lowering the bar for, whatever the case may be. This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. Do you know how fucked up everyone was that Noah was the best that God could come up with?
Yeah.
Noah was the best among us, bro, because all of our inclinations of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time, and yet I'm sure Noah was probably an asshole I'm sure he was an asshole, dude, to some degree, and yet he was the righteous man that God found.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward. Remember, the context is that God is talking to Moses as they've just left Egypt, and now they're setting up camp underneath Mount Sinai. And they're now wandering the desert, and so God is then giving him the Cliff Notes. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, during the time of Noah, and also afterward, probably during the time of, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob.
Yeah, bro, they're on that built fucking Egypt and shit.
I'm just saying, bro.
That's the obvious thing, because of the fucking weird ass structures and shit.
I mean, how else do you? Look, man. How else are you gonna explain that? People were able to build a maze within a maze.
Exactly, that man. Or do stupid and go on some shit like that, bro. Like, what the fuck? The crazy ass fucking dungeon that goes down and like within, and it's like inside of it, like.
What kind of Legend of Zelda shit are we talking about, bro? A human built that? All right, bro. That's okay.
Yeah, that's
cool.
That's some shit out of a video game. That's how I see it. Like, this shit's not.
No, if it was just a triangle and didn't have anything inside it, all right, for sure. I guess people could build that, and you could like have a pulley and lever system, to make that thing work. But people forget that it's not just a triangle that's sitting in the desert, bro. These are like complicated mazes that are like they're dungeons inside, bro.
Yeah, and it's coordinated with like the stars and shit.
Right. Like at a certain constellation, if you hit the right way or whatever, it'll like shine through a certain like angle, and it'll make like a shape and stuff. How is a human gonna make that, dude? How is that gonna happen? Angels/aliens/entities built this thing because they knew exactly how to line up Pangea so that the equator, or basically the Fertile Crescent, would be a straight line of all these different pyramids that would line up with the electromagnetic spectrum of the Earth, with the core, plus with all the other planets and how the sun revolves, and it's a whole system. Then the flood happens, and the continents shift. And so, then much history passes over, and then people are like, oh wow, there's pyramids in Cambodia, there's pyramids in Mexico, and there's pyramids in, because it was all one line, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, who do you think built the pyramids, bro?
Definitely some Nephilim hybrids, part of them had some of their brain, so they were communicating with them and shit. That's why you see that weird ass picture of the kids sitting in the fucking chair.
Huh.
The meme and the fucking weird shit, bro. Like, yeah, someone came up with some shit like that. Now they probably saw that shit.
Oh, totally, dude.
Yeah, shit. It's good. I didn't realize it said in those days after. It literally says it. I always think that, like, yeah, they didn't really die. Fucking invincible motherfuckers.
Right? I mean,
they're half invincible with human, tamped down, rotting in, living forever at the same time. So some hell that they're experiencing.
And also afterward, bro.
Yeah.
Their DNA stayed, long enough. Because technically, we don't even know the extent of how long people were breeding with these angels to have, like, it's almost like, how like Genghis Khan had, so many wives and concubines that like 85% of most Asian people are descended from Genghis Khan, you know what I mean? How do we know how many Nephilim DNA are in everyone, dude?
Exactly.
The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. Interesting that the Lord regretted that that's not capitalized, and his heart was deeply troubled, but that's not capitalized. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race have created, Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Interesting, though. You know what I mean? I mean, unless that's like a weird typo thing that like we're just like overlook or like underlooking or however, like we're overanalyzing this. But that's interesting. He had made human beings, but that's not capitalized. All right, now check this one out. So then I saw another mighty angel coming down from heaven. He was robed in a cloud, with a rainbow above his head. His face was like the sun, and his legs were like fiery pillars. He was holding a little scroll which lay open in his hand. He planted his right foot in the sea and his left foot on the land. And he gave a loud shout like the roar of a lion. When he shouted, the voices of seven thunders spoke. And when the seven thunders spoke, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven say, seal up what the seven thunders have just said, and do not write it down, bro. Only you can hear this shit, bro. Ain't nobody else allowed to listen and know about what you just heard the seven wizards of Shazam say, bro. I was about to write it down, and he said, Don't let people know that, bro. Very important that he just let you know that I heard something that y'all ain't allowed to know about. Because otherwise, that's almost like, hey, bro, like, I have a really big secret to tell you, but I'm not allowed to tell you. Like, why tell me that then?
Make you go like, bitch.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Damn, bro.
Nah.
Then the angel I had seen standing on the sea and the land raised his right hand to heaven, and he swore by him who lives forever and ever, who created the heavens and all that is in them, the earth and all that is in it, and the sea and all that is in it. And he said, there will be no more delay. Right there, I gotta, like, come on, bro. Are you kidding me? Like, first of all this calamity has been happening. And then he says there will be no more delay. Like, what? Like, what? Bro, so we've been going through all this bullshit, and this is the delay? Like, goddamn. But in the days when the seventh angel is about to sound his trumpet, the mystery of God will be accomplished, just as he announced to his servants and prophets, bro. So, there's a difference between, like, you ever heard when Cthulhu, whatever, like, makes his presence, when these elder gods make their presence known, it is so terrifying it drives humans mad just to look at their presence, right? The mystery of God will be accomplished, bro. So people are going to see God, but not in heaven, dog. So then that means that God is actually going to break the fourth wall and show you his presence. And it's gonna fucking drive people insane, bro. Then the voice that I had heard from heaven spoke to me once more. Go and take the scroll that lies open in the hand of the angel who is standing on the sea and the land. And you gotta imagine that this angel just standing in the middle of the sea is like, 700 feet tall. That's this huge thing or whatever. So then I went over to the angel and I asked him to give me the little scroll. And he's like, oh yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, take it. Yeah. But yeah, you're supposed to eat this thing. It's gonna fuck up your stomach, but in your mouth it will be as sweet as honey. I was like, okay, cool, I guess. So then I guess the idea is it's almost like an everlasting gobstopper. It's like I'm not supposed to swallow this thing, but it's almost like that. And the metaphor is you're avoiding the inevitable. As sweet as it tastes, as you're chewing it, you have to go through the process of digesting this thing where it will fuck up your stomach, but that's the process of it.
Yeah, someone actually chatted Drew through this, bro. That shit's Drew.
Oh, someone's chatting? Oh,
No,
sure.
I'm saying someone. They said visualize yourself like an angel self and you eat this scroll. I'm just, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right? I took the little scroll from the angel's hand and I ate it. It tasted as sweet as honey in my mouth, but when I had eaten it, when I had digested it, my stomach turned sour. And then I was told, you must prophesy again about many peoples, nations, languages, and kings. Revelations 10:9 is referencing Ezekiel 3:3. Ezekiel 3:3. And he said to me, Son of man, eat what is before you. Eat this scroll. Then go and speak to the people of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he gave me the scroll to eat. Then he said to me, Son of man, eat this scroll I am giving you, and fill your stomach with it. So I ate it, and it tasted as sweet as honey in my mouth. Then he said to me, Son of man, go now to the people of Israel and speak my words to them. You are not being sent to a people of obscure speech and strange language, but to the people of Israel. Not too many peoples of obscure speech and strange language, whose words you cannot understand. Surely, if I had sent you to them, they would not have listened, or they would have listened to you. But the people of Israel are not willing to listen to you because they are not willing to listen to me. But all the Israelites are hardened and obstinate. But I will make you as unyielding and hardened as they are. I will make your forehead like the hardest stone, harder than flint. Do not be afraid of them or terrified by them, though they are a rebellious people. Interesting. So Ezekiel is told the same thing. See, this was so crazy. You feel me, bro? Like, So John is being like whisked away and shown so many like different timelines and versions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. And so I ate the scroll, and and it tasted sweet as honey in my mouth. And then when I had eaten it, my stomach turned sour. That's what happens during a mushroom trip, bro. As soon as you start digesting the mushrooms, it starts, fucking up your stomach. That's the whole idea. Because, that's adorable. Rainbows and, aliens and shit. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, man, there's some trippy architecture out there. What's that one place you said exists? Tarania or some shit? Tarania?
Oh, Tartaria.
Tartaria.
Yeah, bro. Tartaria, bro. Or,
Oh, look at that something about Tartaria. You still find it?
what? Ah! Kenny, my lady. Kenny, Indigo. Let's go.
Overgrowth right up to the steps, looking abandoned, broken windows, people posing in front of the newly founded cathedral, to of course the empty and abandoned muddy streets, to the cabbage field right up to the steps. This is what the inheritors do. We do not build glorious buildings like this and make a cabbage field right up to the front doors. These are the cities being refounded after the last mud flood. History is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. A set of lies they agreed upon. Question everything, friends. We go from overgrowth.
This portal to the Fountain of Youth is located underneath the Space Mountain ride here in the Disney World Resort in Florida, where we are right now. There are many natural portal systems located in North America, including under Sedona, California, the Great Lakes, Lake Tahoe, Florida, near locations of water. There's also an underground system that goes from California to Florida. These are natural earth portals that open up and can take you all over the world. There's a reason why the Cabal built buildings, structures over these portals in these sacred spots, because they didn't want others to go into these portals to access the inner earth. There's a portal way, way underground in Disney World that goes to inner earth. This inner earth realm is a higher frequency realm, which has a water system that is highly ionically charged and could be considered a fountain of youth because it changes your molecular structure when you drink it. Water used to come freely from this portal, flow from it up into the surface where it could be accessed by anyone on the surface. This is what is known as the fountain of youth that Ponce de Leon was looking for. There's a group which can be considered the Maya breakaway civilization from the Maya. This
The redwoods that grow along the coast live to be 2,000 years old. They are young at 350 years, they are mature at 1,000 years, and they reach old age at 1,500 years.
God damn. That took a cool minute to chop down that tree. God damn.
All of the world's history since Christ was born could have occurred during the life of perhaps one of these redwoods.
Wow.
But just as the tree itself is able to live through centuries, to live even through forest fires, so when the axes, the wedges, and the saws bring it down, the lumber will last for many, many years. That is why it is very valuable as lumber. Insects and fungi do not hurt it, and it actually resists fire. So the saws keep working and the axemen bring the tree down, figuring the fall carefully so as not to hit other trees and splinter the wood. When the cutting is finished, the men get away fast from the base of the tree as it falls. For sometimes trees twist or fall in a way not expected. But usually they fall just as the axemen figure. Sometimes the axemen figure very closely, closer than one would imagine. So down they come, some of the world's oldest, biggest, and tallest trees. Trees that grow over 350 feet high. Trees that may be over 20 feet thick at the base. Trees that are so big that more than 20 houses can be made from just one tree. But don't think these giants are being completely destroyed. Many of the oldest and the biggest of the redwoods are being saved. Parks with thousands of acres of redwoods are set aside for our enjoyment.
Oh, the World Economic Forum. Fucking Klaus Schwab, motherfucker, bro.
Where?
Right there. Yeah.
According to Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, we are going to have a cyber attack soon, and it's going to be even worse than the pandemic.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
On their website, it says that large-scale cyber attacks rank 5th among the risks most likely to occur in the next 10 years.
No kidding.
How could he possibly know that there's going to be a cyber attack in our near future? Oh, kind of like how Bill Gates knew there was going to be a pandemic. It's really easy to predict the future when you're the one making these events happen. So why do they want a cyber attack to happen? Well, because when the power goes out and our banks go to zero and we lose everything, who do you think we're going to turn to? The government. And if you haven't noticed by now, they create the problem so that they can create the solution and gain our trust so they can take our rights away. And what better time to implement a one world currency when all of our bank accounts are reset? Could this also be why they're trying to replace all of our vehicles with electronic ones? Because what happens to them when the power goes out? Biden is even offering up to $7,500 of federal tax credit if you purchase an electronic vehicle. And he claims that the future is electric. The future of the auto industry is electric. There's no turning back. The Great American Road Trip will be fully electrified. Since I took office, electric vehicle sales have tripled. Every electric vehicle sold is a win against climate change. Really? Because according to this Forbes article, it states half of the lifetime carbon dioxide emissions from an electric car come from the energy used to produce the car, especially in the mining and processing of raw materials needed for the battery. This compares unfavorably with the manufacture of a gasoline-powered car, which accounts for 17% of the car's lifetime carbon dioxide emissions. When a new electronic vehicle appears in the showroom, it has already caused 30,000 pounds of carbon dioxide emissions. The equivalent amount for manufacturing a conventional car is 14,000 pounds. Once on the road, the carbon dioxide emissions of electronic vehicles depends on the power generation fuel used to recharge its battery. If it comes mostly from a coal-fired power plant, it will lead to about 15 ounces of carbon dioxide for every mile it is driven, 3 ounces more than a similar gasoline-powered car. Now get this part. The raw materials used in electric car batteries are highly concentrated in a small number of countries where environmental and labor regulations are weak or non-existent. Thus, battery production for electronic vehicles is driving a boom in small-scale cobalt production in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which supplies 2/3 of global output of the mineral. These artisanal mines, which account for up to a quarter of the country's production, have been found to be dangerous and employ child labor. So what is the real reason they want to replace all vehicles with electric ones?
There you go. There you go.
This is the Creel Mound in South Charleston, West Virginia. It's believed to have been constructed by the Adena culture during the Woodland period around 500 BC. Some people believe it may have been constructed right around the birth of Christ, around 1 AD. The Smithsonian excavated the mound in 1883, and what they found at the base of the mound was quite interesting. The Creel Mound, along with other Kanawha Valley mounds, were built around the time of the Great Wall of China, as well as the birth of Jesus. The city of South Charleston was actually built around the mound, with its main street facing directly at the mound. The mound stands 33 feet tall and 157 feet in diameter. It's a central point of this town that the community has become very accustomed to. There were 13 skeletons found in the mound, 11 of which were in the original burial chamber at the base, while a couple other were intrusive burials from a much later period. Of the original 11 skeletons buried at the base of the mound, there was one giant skeleton in the middle with 10 other skeletons facing legs in directly at the center skeleton. Crazy. What if I told you there's a conspiracy that the Smithsonian covered up the findings of giants in West Virginia, and it wasn't just in this mound, it was in mounds all over West Virginia. This is the Creel Mound in South Charleston, West Virginia. It's believed to have been constructed by the Adena.
Damn, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, man, they're people.
Oh, it's all coming out now. I'm telling you, it's all coming out now. They found a giant mummified finger in Egypt in 1988. Oh my days. And for all those skeptics out there that are wondering if this is real, they managed to verify this one with an x-ray. The hand of a mummy with a 15-inch finger would be this size. The actual hand most likely weighs more than 175 pounds. If a person this size once existed, then it becomes easy to understand how the pyramids was built. So when I say I got your ass, oh, I've got your ass.
Yeah, but that gap, bro, has got your whole mouth.
Oh, it's all
that gap, you can pass fucking gas through that shit, bro. You can pass fucking, like, bro, that's how the Israelites passed through the Red Sea, bro. Went through that guy's gap. They said, ooh, there's an opening.
They tell us they were removed and melted down for ammunition in one of their many ill-fought wars at our expense. But what we were intentionally not made to realize is just how important these spells were in the old world. Churches, temples, buildings adorned with bell towers were not just idle places of worship. They were the healing centers of the old world, operating similar to the principles of the Rife machine, using frequency and vibration, a technology and capability known very well in the old world. Why would we be allowed such empowering freedoms? There is no profit and control to be had in a healthy patient.
I don't know if it's any good. Let me see here.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we are still.
Oh, shit. We're still live? Ain't nobody still watching this, bro. There's no way.
Yeah, no one watching it, but it's all good. Yeah, man, I was gonna say we'll have to conclude the episode for now, but I'm glad we got some things set up here because I believe Sean is getting too sleepy.
It's about that time, bro.
Yeah, it's all good. So till the next time, to the next episode. This is just us getting back into this.
the conversation continues.
Indeed, sir. God bless you all, and take care.
God bless you.
Thank you.